Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another edition of the Narrator podcast, home of original people, peace, original people, reciprocity, and positive frames of reference about original people and original culture. And I'm your host, Halsey Allen. Welcome all my narrators. And welcome anybody new that may be tuning in on this lovely Saturday. So yeah, welcome all my narrators. Welcome to the Narrative Podcast. So I'm gonna give a quick overview of my content, my platform, and everything we'll be discussing today. So let's start at the very top. The name, the narrative. I called it the Narrative Podcast because the media weaves a false narrative about original people and original culture. It's intentionally done. They do this to basically sell news and make a profit by recycling our trauma. And by our trauma, I mean original people, aka Black. I get to the original part in a minute, but right now I'm just, setting up the stage for my introductory to my platform. So they do it to sell news and to help promote a certain lifestyle and market us a certain way to people outside of our culture. Basically, to earn money and to solidify their positions as dominant society. That's why they intentionally misrepresent us in news, movies, entertainment, literature, you name it. So I wanted to design a platform where I playing up our strengths and dispelling and dismissing all these negative stereotypes and stigmas and other propaganda promoted by the media about our people and our culture. So as a matter of fact, my tagline is the Narrative Podcast, changing the narrative one episode at a time by destroying negative stereotypes about original people and original culture. How do I destroy the negative stereotypes? I do it by providing positive frames of reference about our people and our culture. That's what my entire platform is dedicated to basically uplifting, promoting, and celebrating all that is us. Celebrating our accomplishments, promoting all things positive, promoting unity, promoting family structure, promoting intelligence, promoting independence, financial wealth, spiritual wealth, promoting us getting back in touch with nature, our higher selves, promoting, everything, we were before outside influences got introduced to our culture. So that's what, my platform basically is all about. The ultimate takeaway I want my listeners to receive, if nothing else, is how important it is to share positive content on your platforms about our people and our culture because, we're living in a digital age now, and whatever you post online is basically the gospel. So people interpret, whatever you're posting online as, a representation of your ideals, your beliefs, your value systems, your upbringing, your cultural upbringing, you know, what you are as a person and what you are, whatever you're associated with, like your culture, your ethnicity, your race, whatever you're posting online, and just people, equate that with you as a person. So just imagine our people, if we're always posting gang culture, gun culture, drug culture, pimp culture, whore culture, thought culture, F-boy culture, if we're feeding into all these negative stereotypes that they're propagating about us, you know, by posting the foolishness online, then, that says a lot about us as a people. That's what, they base their data, their information, all these Fortune 500 companies, they base their content based off their research they collect online. So they're watching what, whatever you're posting, and they're creating actual products to meet the demands of whatever it is you're posting about. So this is like, when they're making these horrendous television shows and these horrendous movies that, inaccurately portray us and intentionally misrepresent us as a people, they're doing that with, the data posts they collect online. This is what they believe, our people act like, what our people, speak like, dress like, whatever. They're just collecting data online. And we're feeding into the negative stereotypes by posting it, by giving it a face, by giving it a pulse, And then not only do they want to misrepresent us to people outside of our culture, they want to misrepresent us to us and make us have a negative self-image about ourselves, and they have us believing, we just have to accept things and normalize things that aren't normal. So it's not normal for you not to be succeeding in life. It's not normal to not have ownership. It's not normal to not have strong sense of community, family structure, education. We just dismiss it and we chalk it up to being black. Or like we say in our community, hood. Oh, I grew up hood. It's almost like we get into a contest with each other to see who had it rougher growing up. And you know what I mean? Like, remember project sandwiches, and remember, putting water in cereal. Remember, we're not supposed to remember those types of things. You're not supposed to have, a floor model TV with another television sitting on top of it. You're not supposed to have a table supported by some books to keep it level. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to have just a sack full of reusable grocery bags. You're not supposed to have the anything drawer. This is things we do within our culture, and we, just be like accepting as normal. Like, you're not supposed to be 50 years old checking in with your PO. You're not supposed to be cooking up drugs on the same stove you feed your children with. You're not supposed to be selling drugs. You're not supposed to be killing each other. not supposed to be engaging in illegal activity to financially sustain ourselves. But I digress. But that's pretty much the ultimate takeaway I want my listeners to understand from my content. Another thing is I don't engage in gossip. I don't engage in it. I don't promote it. I just try to uplift, empower, and enlighten on my platform. Now, I'm not perfect. I might crack a little joke here and there, but I'm definitely, what I don't do is try to drag people through the mud and play up into gossip. If I do any name dropping on my platform, that's just basically to solidify a point that I'm making about how the powers that be corrupt us and turn us against each other. So like when I'm name dropping, that's basically all I'm doing it for. Not to try to get clout or talk bad about people. Or if I name drop on some positivity, not clout chasing, just basically to promote, empower, and educate. So now that I covered all my bases, let's get to the original part. On my platform, I refer to our people as original people, as opposed to black people. And the reason why, because the word black is associated with all things negative in the dictionary. In early civilization, we were the original man, original woman on this planet. We were here 5,000 years before anybody else on the planet. We were on every single corner of the globe originally before every other race. So we were the original everything, basically. Original Greek, Roman, Asian, whatever you want to call it. We was originally, down under, originally in Canada, originally in all the Americas. And we originated a whole lot of things. But like I said, getting back to, how it was in the dictionary, the depiction of the word black and, the psychological effects of saying it and how it's been ingrained into us. So, like I said, we were originally on the planet before everybody, and we originated spoken and written language. And so when we made up language, for all my scholars, all my linguists out there, the word black, how we was using it, was all positive. All the connotation surrounding it was positive. It reflected beauty. It was a status symbol. It meant something good. It meant life. It meant opulence. It meant wealth. Just any positive thing you can name or come up off the top of the head, the color black was associated with it when we created that word. But over time, people that did not look like us took and corrupted the word and made it mean something evil, something foul, and they associated all things negative with the word black. How it is in the dictionary now, it's associated with death, it's associated with dying, it's associated with sickness, it's associated with darkness, depravity, isolation, depression, and I can just go on and on and on about all the words that the word black is associated with now. How it is in the English language. And how that, is embedded and ingrained into our subconscious to accept it. Because if you look at our people here, especially here in America, but also abroad, from calling ourselves black, you look at the condition of our people. You know what I mean? So like, once you release something out of your mouth, you're kind of bound to it. And the way they had it, the way they have it psychologically embedded in our head is it's embedded in our heads to accept something negative the way they have it in the dictionary, because they do it like real super duper slick. It's the only color in the dictionary that denotes origin, a place of origin, and they associated our people with it as well. They'll start off by saying, they have the word black, and then it'll be like people with a dark pigmentation or possessing melanin, descending from Africa. And then they'll start with all these negative words, negative nouns, pronouns, adjectives, all these little parts of speech, but they're all negative. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like associated with, depression, gloomy, like clamorous, just like anything negative you can think about. And then on the inverse of the spectrum, you go to white, and white is always associated with purity, serenity, holiness, just anything positive, cleanliness, But in that same dictionary, when you look up the word original, there's no negative connotation surrounding original. Original, it just means it came first, and in some cases, many cases, it means the best. Nothing trumps the original. And as stated earlier, we were on this planet first, so we were the original beings of this planet. We were the first to be fully sentient, functioning at a normal brain capacity. Like we wasn't cavemen, we wasn't dwelling in caves, we didn't have no cranial overbite. We were speaking full sentences, creating and building. We didn't evolve from monkeys, apes, gorillas, simians, chimpanzees, baboons, orangutans, none of that. Nothing in the primal family that we evolved from. We was already fully sentient, standing upright, standing fully erect, building things, creating things, and teaching. We was the original scholars, we was the original teachers, we was the original mathematicians, we was the original scientists, we was the original architects, we was the original alchemists. How about we created religion and spirituality? How about that? So whatever you're practicing, whatever your religious belief or spiritual belief, you're welcome. We gave that to you. Whether you're Christian, Muslim, Hindi, or Buddhist, whatever, you wouldn't be none of that if it wasn't for us. We created all of it. Now other religions put their own spin on the things that we created, but we created all of it. We originated it. You dig? That's why I refer to our people as original on my platform as often as possible in place of the word black. So now that you got a basic window into my mindset for this platform, I'm about to dive into the content. Some things I want to just set you up with before I dive into the content. It's divided into sections. Each section has a speaking point, and I try to time each section. I'll try to make it time sensitive because I don't want my broadcast to exceed 1 hour. I want to be just concise and have fluidity and make my content digestible. I don't want to shoot over people's heads, but I do want to enlighten and inspire and elevate. But I don't want to, come across as condescending or or just overly intellectual. I want to give you just enough knowledge, make it practical, make it plain, and make it accessible. I don't want to just gab your ear off for hours on end. I just want to inspire you, and as they say, just put it in the universe. Um, so this podcast is basically my canvas, and I'm creating. I want us to feel a sense of enlightenment, a sense of elevation, a sense of pride when you're listening to my podcast about our people. So this is me just attempting to correcting all the wrongness and all the foulness that the media, broadcast into our homes and into our minds about our people and our culture, within our culture and for people outside of our culture. Because all they know of us is the frames of reference that the media gives them. So if they're living in a place where they've never been around an original man or woman, and that all they got to judge us off of is, what's on television, what types of musics are out there, what's in magazines about us, they're going to have, a very negative perception of us. Now, I know some optimists, they might say, well, it's all about perception. It's all about, looking at the glass half full. I say to people like that, the glass they give us to look at is so filthy, you can't even tell if anything's inside the glass, let alone whether the glass is half empty or half full. We can't even see what's inside the glass because the glass is so filthy. But, like I said, my goal is to basically try to keep it short, keep it sweet, so you can retain the knowledge, pass the knowledge around, and, to make it concise and make it fluid. Just have a nice little flow to it, and you don't have to clear your entire schedule to listen to my podcast or catch up on episodes that you've missed. So without any further ado, I'm diving right into the content right now. Here we go with the first section. Section number 1 on the Narrator podcast is the promo section. In this section, what I'm doing is I'm offering original people that own and operate their own business or have created their own product or service and need or would like some promotion. I'm giving them the opportunity to hit me up for some, and I, promote whatever you got going on my platform for free. So just hit me up, Halsey Allen at passionwebmail at poeticpassion.host. And in the subject bar, type promo, body of the email, tell me a little bit about yourself, business, product, or service that you need or want promoted, and I'll gladly promote it for you. No charge, and the reason why I'm doing that is to do my part to help circulate the original people dollar within the original people community. So, anticipating to be able to do for ourselves. And the only way we can do for ourselves is if we support one another and promote one another. Promotion is power. If you don't have the money to patronize, at least use your platform to promote. Promoting brings business. So if we can't do that, at least, if we don't, don't be ashamed if you ain't got it. But everybody can do their part. So that's me doing my part. I want to be the the outlet to have people reach out to me, to have me promote their brands, products, and services, so other people may know about it, and the business proprietors will, grow their business, hire more of their own, hire more of their own, and service the community that they're rooted in, give the community whatever the community needs, whether it's education, whether it's, vocational training, whether it's feeding the homeless, whether it's, you know, doing something for disenfranchised people, elderly people, whatever the community needs, like have your business, give back to the community and also have it grow, for future generations to patronize your businesses and future generations to work at your businesses. All right, so once again, if you're needing or wanting free promotion, hit me up at passion webmail at poeticpassion.host. So hit me up, Halsey Allen at passionwebmail at poeticpassion.host. Tell me a little bit about yourself, business, product, or service, and I'll promote it right here on the Narrator Podcast, 110% for free. All right, okay. Moving on to my next section. Next section is the contest section. In this section, what I'm doing is I'm promoting a contest exclusively for my own platform, the Narrator Podcast. And I'm giving away a bulk supply of your favorite snack for participating in, the contest topic. And the contest topic is to share your most recent Shopping While Black experience. And when you do it, I'll reward you with a bulk supply of your favorite snack. And the purpose of me doing it is for listener feedback. Just like checking in with my audience, give you guys something to do for audience participation, show me that you're digging the content. If you don't want to enter the contest, you can still hit me up at that email address and give me some feedback. Give me some things you're wanting to hear more of. Tell me what's working, what's not working. But just, interact with me. This is basically what this contest section is, just, crowd participation, a way for you to interact with me until I grow my platform out more. Ultimately, in the end, I have a hotline. I'll be able to speak directly to you. But until that happens, I'll be interacting with you through contests and whatnot. And then as my platform grows, I'll be able to give away more extravagant gifts. But right now, this is what I got, a bulk supply of your favorite snack. And to enter the contest, you enter me at the same email address I just gave for the business promotion. The only difference is the subject bar. That's how I'm separating the two. So to enter the contest, for the contest section, hit me up at passionwebmail at poeticpassion.host. And in the subject bar, type "chew on this contest." That's the name of the contest. /or Shopping While Black. If you don't want to type the entire word Shopping While Black, type SWB in all caps. And yeah, I'll get back with you ASAP and give you a bulk supply of your favorite snack. Then in the body of the email, make sure you include your mailing address. Of course, your most recent Shopping While Black experience. Tell me your most recent Shopping While Black experience. And then also tell me what type of snack you would like to eat. Like, what do you want? We ain't doing Uber Eats. We doing like a bulk supply of your favorite snack, like a Costco pack of Snickers or potato chips or whatever you're into. No judgment, no food shaming, or like whatever you're into. Now, me myself personally, I try to eat clean, but whatever type of processed snack you're into, I give you a bulk supply of it. Simply for participating in the contest topic. And the contest topic again is share your most recent shopping while black experience. All right, that's it and that's all. You should have everything you need to enter the contest. And on to my very first section of the Narrator podcast. This section is categorically, like actually the meat of the podcast. This is the highlight section. And in this section, what I'm doing is I'm highlighting businesses owned and operated by original people. I'm doing this to, project positivity, show the positive frame of reference about entrepreneurialism, because we're not shown in a positive light on television. We don't have television shows or movies about entrepreneurs, not many of them, not a whole lot. We're not depicted on television or in movies doing for self. We're always shown in depravity. We're always, just trying to get by. So in this section, what I'm doing is just giving a positive frame of reference about, entrepreneurs doing for themselves, and then also doing for the community, because all the businesses that I highlight in the highlight section, they also do some type of community outreach. They take care of the community. They either have their own nonprofit organization or they pay into a nonprofit organization or service the community in some type of way. Also in this section, what I'm attempting to do is to, walk you through whoever I'm highlighting, their journey into becoming an entrepreneur. So I'm trying to give you, their educational background. I'm trying to give you, the date they established their company or business, product, or service. Walk you through the entire process that they had to go through, location, expenses, out-of-pocket expenses, whatever they might have encountered to get to the final stage that they're at now. So walking you through the whole creative process. And again, the purpose of me doing that is put out the positive frame of reference about entrepreneurialism, demonstrating that you can become an entrepreneur, you can own your own businesses, because the people I highlight in my highlight section, the majority of them, they didn't have sufficient educational background to be in whatever business that they started. They had either little to no education in that particular business that they started, little to no expertise or knowledge about whatever business or product that they started. Little to no finances. They might have had to do some crowdfunding or do some type of Kickstarter to acquire the funds to start the business, but basically they didn't know what they was doing and they started from the bottom, literally. They literally came up out the mud and, became a business owner. So that's what I'm trying to do in this section, walk you through that creative process, show you that it can be done, so you don't have to subscribe to the notion that, you have to just be a 9-to-5 drone for the rest of your life, and not saying there's nothing wrong with working a 9-to-5 job, because, everybody can't be an entrepreneur. Some people just got worker bee energy, and there ain't nothing wrong with it, because if you're an entrepreneur, you're going to need employees. So everybody's not entrepreneurs. Some people are just employees. That's life, and that's what it is. It's not a shot. It's not a jab. Um, but anyway, I digress. What I'm meaning, like, putting out the positive frames of reference, because the little frames of reference that we do have about entrepreneurs on television and in movies, it gets drowned out by all the violence and all the ignorance, them fighting amongst themselves, um, you know, calling each other out their name and just, buffooning on camera, and it takes away from the overall message of them owning their, being successful, owning their own business, and be able to provide a service for the community. That gets overshadowed because, for the ratings, they want to focus in on the all the dysfunction and all the violence. So in this section, what you're getting is, an average person's ascension or rise to the top from the position that they were currently in, and usually the position they were currently in was working a 9-to-5 job, living check to check, just barely getting by. Or some of them, a few of them was working, had people that I've highlighted in the highlighted section. They were working for a Fortune 500 company, earning 5 and 6 figures. But, they weren't satisfied. There was no satisfaction in there. They weren't their own person. They didn't like the type of work they were doing, and they didn't feel fulfilled. So some people left the 5 and 6 figure, salary job. They left their 401k and pension and, became an entrepreneur to have the freedom of just waking up, doing what they want to do, when they want to do it. Don't have to, ask the boss for a day off or wait till their PTO time was built up to take some vacation time off, spend time with their family, travel, where and when they want to travel, and, be on their own time, basically. So without any further ado, diving into the highlight section right now. But okay, I forgot one more other thing I try to do in the highlight section. My last criteria about the highlight section, it lines up with my current theme, and my current theme for this month, and probably, for this month to the end of May is the season of spring, because after May we'll be transitioning on into summer. So, just a business like, that I equate or I think of when I think of the season of spring. So having said that, that's the perfect way to segue into the highlight section. So with that same ideology about the season of spring, the season of spring, there's many food holiday feasts within the season of spring. Not just fashion and not just weather and seasonal things, but, people eat 24 hours a day. Anyway, so today is May 6th. Yeah. So today is May 6th, and it is National Crepe Day. So the businesses I will be highlighting in the highlight section today on the Narrator podcast are businesses that specialize in the food delicacy crepes. So first, business I'll be highlighting in the highlight section today comes to you from Faye's Crepes. And the proprietor's name is Farius Abbey. Well, her name is Faris, but they just call her Faye for short. And if I'm mispronouncing it wrong, I apologize. This lady is Somalian. So a little bit about her bio. Well, let me tell you about the business before I go into the bio. So it was established in 2019. The website is www.fayescrepes.com. The physical address is 3951 Easton Square Place, Columbus, Ohio. Telephone number is 614-906-2815. And a little bit about the proprietor, their bio. Okay, so first she's first off, I already said she's Somalian, but she was raised over in Sweden. So that's kind of a segue to how she got acquainted with crepes. Now, crepes in general, let's back up a bit, because some people might not know what a crepe is. So basically, a crepe is like a really bougie version of a pancake. It's super thin, and it's rolled. It originated in the region of France known as Brittany around the 13th century. Like, you can Google it for the specifics, because there's many different, origins stories about the crepe. But being an original person, they probably actually stole it from us, like they steal everything else. It probably started with us, but somehow made it into France. But anyway, so that's what a crepe is. It's basically like a bougie pancake. They make the batter. They put it on this flat surface, like a basically like this little round. It's usually like a little round stove made of cast iron material. And then they take like a mallet after they pour the batter down, and they, kind of swirl the mallet and make like this circular disc shape, keeping it nice and flat. And then they roll it and they dust it with, the traditional crepe is glazed in Grand Marnier. And then they dress it with usually strawberries. But, there's all types of variations about the crepe. It's really a midday snack, like, I guess, brunch. Typically served at brunch. You can also stuff crepes as well, eat with sweet or savory, something sweet or savory, such as meat, such as like a, some type of sauce, a cream sauce. There's just it's very versatile. There's no limit to what you can do with a crepe. But basically it's just like a bougie pancake though. But anyway, now back to Faye's, her story. So she's a Somali woman raised in Sweden. She worked a whole lot of jobs before she transitioned into Faye's Cafe. She came to the States in the late 19s, or the late 90s, excuse me. Graduated in the early 2000s, graduated high school, and then earned her a degree in finance. She worked in the health industry for a little bit. During her pregnancy, she decided to leave the job permanently and decided to open her first business. Now, her first business wasn't the crepe business. The crepe was actually just an item featured on her menu. She had opened a business up. She was serving traditional Somali food, and so it wasn't even called a crepe on her menu. Actually, it was actually called the Malin Macan, Malmaccan. That was, what it was called on her original menu. And the name of her business was called the Yao Salam Cafe, YAU Salam Cafe. And she opened that in 2012. It was located in the Bandir Mall. And, like I said, she added her variation of the crepe on her menu. And it was a smash success. Like, she had Somali food, like all the traditional Somalian dishes, but people was only coming to her establishment to get the what was it called again? The Malin Macan. And when she noticed people were just coming there for her variation of a crepe, she made the executive decision just to focus on the crepes. So she shut it down, revamped the menu and changed the name to Fancy's Crepes. And she decided to specialize in crepes. And that's it. That's it for her story. It's a little bit more complex than that, but her crepes are award winning. She's been on several local news interviews in Ohio. She's been on the cover of several magazines. She's been on a ton of podcasts. So she's well known in the hospitality industry. She's something like a legend now. She's doing amazing things with her crepes. She's also hiring her own and giving back and providing opportunity. I don't think she has any, she doesn't have her own charity under her belt yet, charity or nonprofit, but she definitely pays into some. And like I said, provides a service for that area, that community, employs people that needs jobs, and willing to train anybody that's willing to work. And so, that's definitely deserving to be in the highlight section, giving back to the community, hiring her own, it's family owned and operated. So there's that example of generational wealth, because it'll be around for the next generation. And she's going to open more locations in the future. So let's give a warm narrative round of applause for Miss Fancy, and Fancy's Crepes. Now on into the second business featured in the highlight section today on Narrator Podcast. This section for this business is called The Crepe Shack. The proprietor's name is Mawa McQueen. So if I mispronounce her name, apologies. She is from the Ivory Coast of Africa. The physical address of her business is 61 Wood Road, Snow Mesa Village, Colorado, 81615. Telephone number, area code 970-452-2137. TheCrepeShack.com online, and it was established in 2006. So let's go jump into her bio. So already, like I said, she was, born on the Ivory Coast, but she was raised in France. She got her experience cooking in France. She attended au pair, or worked for au pair, but she attended like a culinary school in France. So she got all those exotic dishes, but before she even moved to France, she was cooking in different parts of Africa. She had cooking jobs. She was cooking in Tanzania, Morocco, and Algeria. So like I said, she attended the culinary arts school in Paris, France. It didn't say the name in any of the articles I came across what the name of her institute that she graduated, but I'm pretty sure she has a LinkedIn. It's probably listed on that. So upon graduation from her culinary arts school, she moved to London and had a couple jobs. And then about in 2022, she won the green card lottery. That's the first time I ever heard of that expression. I don't know about the green card process, but apparently she won a green card lottery and moved to the States. And her first state in the state that she worked before she moved to Colorado, where her current business is at, was in Kennebec, Maine. And she worked at two places while in Maine. The White Barn and Little in Aspen, Little Yell. I think it's Yell. Yellerville. Sometimes I can't read my own handwriting. In Aspen, she worked at a restaurant in Aspen. Then in 2004, she started a catering business. And after the success of her catering business, she opened up her own kitchen in Colorado. The name of her catering, I kind of jumped ahead of myself. The name of her catering business was Mama's Kitchen. And later on, with the success of her catering businesses, she opened up the Crepe Shack. Now the Crepe Shack, in addition to crepes, she also features a whole lot of organic, healthy, clean dishes. So she uses the freshest of everything, works with the local vendors, does everything in-house to keep the food overhead down and to also assist with the quality of the food. So everything's better when it's fresh, just, pro tip. If you're going to eat out, at least eat out with people that, have a reputation for working with local vendors, not getting their food from different countries, and, because different countries have different standards. So, whatever state you're in, make sure, if you're going to eat out, make sure, whatever restaurant you're patronizing does business with local area vendors. Like on the menu, make sure it says, made with, if you're in Idaho, like made with Idaho potatoes. You know what I mean? Well, you shouldn't be eating potatoes anyway, but anyway. I was just trying to make an example. But so yeah, that's basically the extent of, her story. Um, so she's also written a book. If you go to her website, you can see the name of her book. Let me punch it up right quick because I didn't take that down in the notes. It should be like in the About section when you get to her website. Typing up the crimp shack. So I think I even screwed up on the address. So it's 61 Wood Road, Snowmass Village, Colorado. But I had I did have the zip right. So once again, the address is 61 Wood Road, Snowmass, Colorado. So if you're in that area. So looking up on the website, Crip Shack, here we go. I'm trying to look for the book because I want to plug everything she got going on. So I'm looking at her menu, like everything is gluten free, made with buckwheat. They got almond flour. They got vegan and vegetarian options as well. All the meat and cheese is organic. It's a little pricey though. Nah, I'm gonna stop that. I'm sounding like the enemy. I done said it's a little pricey because you'll pay for something else. The price is the price. Okay, so the title of her book is called Mawa's Way, and it's a cookbook written by her, Mawa McQueen, and it looks like a whole lot of dishes inspired by all the places that she's been. It looks like some North African cuisine. It looks like stuff from you might see on the Ivory Coast. She definitely has French-inspired dishes as well. So, go out, support her. Mawa McQueen at the Crepe Shack. Give a warm narrative podcast round of applause for Mawa McQueen and the Crepe Shack. Okay, getting close. So last but certainly not least, in this section of the Narrator podcast, the highlight section is a business known as La Crepe And the proprietor's name is Chef Dennis D. Williams. He goes by D. And the address is 317 South Washington Avenue, Royal Oak, Michigan, 4807. Telephone number 248 629 9391. Let me see. Make sure that telephone number is right. And it's kind of funny because when I was looking up crepes, it was National Crepe Day. It was actually advertised by a food person on YouTube. When it came up, came up under a bougie. She got she's a online influencer and she does bougie reviews, fashion, food, and whatever. She is a sister, so I was shocked that she said bougie, but that's her online handle. But she was promoting La Crepe. I'm trying to find trying to get it again. Oh, let me see. What did I do wrong? I did have and I did not take down the email address. That's what I did. And like, of course, lay crepe, excuse me. I said lie. Okay. All right, now I got it. So the email address is laycreperestaurant.com and the telephone number is 248 629 9391. See, I can't be, I'll be writing all sloppy when I take my notes. Sometimes I can't read my own handwriting, so it's like 9391. I just had to make sure. So like I said, the proprietor's name is Chef Dennis Williams. He's got over 20 plus years in hospitality industry. He got started on his journey through a pathway program in high school. And if you're not familiar with a pathway program, it's basically like a vocational skills training program in high schools. Some high schools have, depending on where you're at in the United States. It basically you get high school credit and college credit, and then also earn a career certificate after you graduate. So you can use whatever credit that you earned while you was in the program and then transfers to college when you want to take college courses. But then also, while you're taking the college course, you also have a career diploma. So that's basically like what a pathway program is. Gets you on the path to, a professional career. Um, and so the program that he took while he was in the Pathway program was hotel and restaurant management. And the name of the program was Jones Metropolitan High School of Business and Commerce. Later, he got a scholarship from Kraft Foods to study hospitality and management at Bethune-Cookman University in Dayton, Florida Beach, or Dayton Beach, Florida, excuse me. After he graduated there, he became a manager in Chicago. Then he moved to Michigan in 1992. When he had several positions, like several management positions. Um, at various different restaurants and various different hotels and stuff, like various places in hospitality. Then he finally got a job at What a Crate, and the rest is history. They offered him a partnership deal, and then ultimately he opened his own crate business after he learned all the nuances about making crates. So, so he's all community based. It's family owned and operated. He got a lot of people from his family working at his facility. And he wants to give back to the community, being that he got his education like in a vocational skills training type thing. That's how he gives back to the community. He welcomes people to, train with them and give them the opportunities and give them the skills they need to either become a partner in his, whatever he got going on right now, or, if they want to go their own route. But he definitely is a firm believer in hiring your own. He pays into a lot of nonprofit organizations. He lets people rent out, his space for free. He doesn't charge any money, no security deposit. The only thing he asks is just, they have to purchase food, at least like a $10 minimum. Like at least, all the people in the meeting space to spend at least $10 of product, and then tip the servers, of course. That's all he asks. But you can rent his spacious restaurant. Like he doesn't charge a cover for renting the space. Just call ahead, tell how many people is going to be in your party, and for each person in the party, at least $5 to $10 minimum to order food or whatever, food and bev, and tip your servers. So yeah, very practical, very down to earth. He's extremely humble. When you go to the homepage, you got a YouTube video up. Somebody was interviewing him from doing some type of review, asking him how he survived the pandemic, and there's a good video on that on his page when you visit the site. But definitely patronize Lead Crate. He gives back to the community. He hires his own, and he pays into many different charities. So help him, help us. Give a warm narrative round of applause for Chef Dennis Williams at Lead Crate. Oh yeah, and then I did fumble the ball a little bit, because on another one, The second business that I have featured, I kind of just grazed over. At the Crepe Shack, Mama McQueen, she also does a whole lot of vocational skills training. She, welcomes young people to patronize her workshop, her patronizer business. She wants to train youth in high school, because that's about the time when she started. So she offers all kinds of training incentive for young people to train them and get them, their career started in the culinary world. But that's it. That's all the businesses that I have in the highlight section of the Narrator podcast, and on to my next section, which is the spotlight section. And I'm going to take a little brief pause. All right. So, spotlight section. What is the spotlight section designed for? The spotlight section is designed to create the healthy habit of saying something positive and nice about your brothers and sisters online, as we have developed a foul, nasty habit of dragging each other all up and down social media. And we are the only people that do it. Spanish people don't do it, Irish people don't do it, Asian people don't do it. It's just us, back and forth, clapping back at each other online, on Twitter, on Instagram, on, whatever, got a comment section. We talking foul and dirty. We're posting, airing out all the dirty laundry about each other. So in the spotlight section, what it is just basically me giving roses to people within our community that's doing the work, working the soil, doing some type of philanthropy, some type of giving back. It's usually people in the entertainment industry, in the eye of the public, using their platform in a positive way to impact our people and our culture. Giving back, like I said, doing some type of social activism, some type of political activism, championing some type of cause, giving back to the disenfranchised people, homelessness, people in need, speaking on, advocating for, rights, women's rights, our rights, original people, aka black people's rights, whatever, we're going through, that's what the spotlight section is dedicated, to people speaking unapologetically on our issues and, doing work in the soil, giving them their roses while they're here for doing that, for all they do. And then, some people don't do that, but just, the visual presence, their visual presence, how they make us look visually. Because we don't have a commanding visual presence in the media, online, in television, in movies. But, the way they make us look visually, how they carry and conduct themselves in the eye of the public. Also, I spotlight people like that as well too. So the types of entertainers I usually spotlight are like actors, actresses, comedians, athletes, recording artists, also religious figures, public figures, and then like I said, social activists, political activists, anybody with a polarizing platform that represents us well in a positive light. That's who I give the spotlight to on the Narrative Podcast. And now, before I dive into the Narrative Podcast, I gotta say, I run it into the ground, and I'm going to run it into the ground every single time I turn around. I started the way for spotlighting. Because before I added the spotlight section to my podcast, the Narrator podcast, nobody, nobody on social media or abroad was spotlighting anyone until I did on the Narrator podcast, Halsey Allen. So make some noise for me.
You are now listening to the Narrative Podcast with Halsey Allen. The Narrative Podcast is changing the narrative one episode at a time.
In a real way. So today's spotlight is a young lady on the spotlight. I try to do, the year they were born and their upbringing and whatever, but she's fairly young and there's nothing really on Wiki yet. But this young lady has been tearing up social media. She's a social media influencer, a big time TikToker. She advocates for STEM, and what STEM is an acronym for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. But she's also an activist, philanthropist, a model. She does this all kind of positive work in the community. Every time she turn around, she's taking up some type of cause. She's just a super duper explosive breath of fresh air. What you're not going to see is her twerking, sticking her lady parts out. She carries and conducts herself in a very positive manner. I know she doesn't profess to be perfect or ain't trying to be perfect. She's just trying to make an impact in the change and just trying to, be the change in anything that she's concerned about. She's trying to bring change for everything she's concerned about. She's concerned about a lot of things, especially things in our community. And she's on many boards and many meetings and organizing many marches and many drives and, using all her digital platforms to speak on our cause and all the issues we have as a people. And the young lady's name is Aya. I believe I got it right. It might be Ayana Dillard. Let me punch it up. Make sure. Ayana Dillard, I think. Or Aya. Let me see. Aya. Yeah, she's a big TikTok influencer. But like I said, very positive young lady. Also, she models. She does philanthropy. She just got her hands in so many stuff. Anya, I'm saying Aya, Anya. Okay. So yeah, most recently she just worked with the Emmett Till Foundation and or the Emmett Till Legacy Foundation to organize a movement called organize a movement called Never Let Up, and it's basically like a collective of Gen Zers working with the Till family to organize actions for demanding justice for Emmett Till. But yeah, so the untimely death of Carolyn Bryant kind of short-stopped that, but that's initially what they were pushing for, the arrest of Carolyn Bryant, but you know, time was the ultimate judge for her. So, but she was on that community. Now, when she was in high school, she helped organize countless protests. In 2019, she created the My Red Stripe, which was an annual social media image activism campaign geared towards raising awareness and money for period poverty and eradicating period shame in schools. So like basically young ladies that couldn't afford proper, you know, sanitation supplies. But yeah, like I said, she's a doer, she's a mover, she's a shaker, breath of fresh air. Give a warm narrative podcast round of applause for Anya Dillard. All right, here we go, moving and grooving. On to my next section, which is the health and wellness section. In this section, what I'm doing is I'm offering health and wellness tips that will help original people, aka Black people, to sustain a healthy, active, healthy, fit lifestyle. Because we are being attacked mentally, physically, and spiritually. So in this section, I'm giving us tips to stay armored up. In this section, what you will hear is usually like on the physical side of it, the health benefits of a plant, vegetable, herb, fruit, elixir, what have you. On the spiritual side, you know, I'm talking about praying. I'm talking about, you know, universal law. I'm talking about, you know, laws of nature. Everything indicative of who we are as a people. So, you know, teaching you how to strengthen that bond. Also mental health, also emotional stuff. Mental health is like, you know, understanding your emotions. So I'll be talking about stuff like mindful breathing, meditating, basically everything to keep you in a good mental state. And then I already said spiritual, and then like stuff like, you know, some more physical stuff like physical activities to keep you healthy, active, and fit, such as like physical exercises you can perform to sustain a healthy, active, fit lifestyle. Because, you know, health is wealth. And that's what I do here in the health and wellness section on the Narrator podcast. So, having broken that down on into the health and wellness section, today's health and wellness section, we will be covering the health benefits of cayenne. So if you're not familiar, cayenne is in the pepper family. It's a pepper. It's like, I don't know the actual Scoville level of a cayenne pepper, but it's spicy, man. It's spicy. So you can't be no lightweight, but cayenne does have a lot of health benefits. First of all, it's rich in vitamin C, it's rich in vitamin A, and it's rich in vitamin K. Helps improve vision, good for reproduction organs in men and women. So especially in men, so like to kickstart things in the nether region, like keep everything, you know, strong. Immune system, heart, lungs, kidneys, anti-inflammatory, lowers blood pressure, aids in digestion, eases pain and congestion. So yeah, definitely get you some cayenne in your life. All right, y'all. We only got two more sections left in the narrative podcast, but I'm gonna take a little brief pause and come back. Yeah, so definitely get you some cayenne in your lifestyle. In your life, I said lifestyle. Get some cayenne in your life. Change your life. Impact your life. It's got tons of health benefits. You can also use cayenne to, help get nutrients into your system. Like you can add a pinch of cayenne to, help things move through your other supplements. If you're into taking supplements to get them incorporated into your bloodstream. It's also a anti-inflammatory. Helps lowers and regulates blood pressure. It aids in digestion, and then also, contains capsaicin. And capsaicin is like it's a pain reliever, a natural pain reliever. Now cayenne is hot, it's spicy, so I don't know what your spice tolerance is, but it's definitely well worth it. Get you some cayenne pepper in your life. Take a little brief pause and get right back to you. All right, so like I said, with the health benefits of a cayenne, it's anti-inflammatory. It aids with your kidneys. It aids in digestion. It's a pain reliever. So also helps with your vision too. Cayenne, the spice level, it's not for the faint of heart. If you're not good with spices, cayenne might not be for you, but should definitely try giving cayenne a chance. Like you can chase it with some honey. The powder, in powder form, you can like chase it with honey, like a tablespoon of cayenne, some honey. You can add it to your favorite juice, apple juice, orange juice. Definitely put some cayenne in smoothies. You can add it to like dark chocolate, because dark chocolate has riboflavins. If you can, try to get vegan chocolate, because we don't want titty milk, cow titty puss, because that's all milk is, just puss. So you want to try to get the dark chocolate, the cacao, the vegan, and mix the cayenne with that, so it won't be as spicy. But cayenne will definitely help you get through it. So incorporate cayenne to your diet, to your daily routine, at least a tablespoon, and it'll aid in your longevity. All right. So now to my next section of the narrative podcast. This section is called the speaking section, or speaking point section. In this section, what I'm doing is I'm covering current events. I'm talking about things from our perspectives, from our point of views and our perspectives in life. And by our perspective, I mean us, original men, original women, aka black. Basically current events, something happening around the world, or maybe something happening specifically in our community, or if it's happening around the world, I cover it from our perspective, because the media have us looking and sounding crazy. So in this section, what I'm doing is I'm controlling the narrative. I'm controlling the content. I'm controlling, the message. I'm not allowing the powers that be to take and run with it and flip the narrative. I'm breaking it down from, our perspective. If it's, current issues, current breaking news. Also, if I don't have any current news to talk about, what I tend to do in this section is do a PSA for our people about us, things we need to work on. And when I say we, I definitely mean me as well, because a lot, when I do my PSAs, it's just like out loud, you know, notes to self, but a lot of people get stuff out of it. So if you get stuff out of it when I do a PSA, then I did my job. But yeah. But today I actually do have speaking points. Some things I want to address. Scanning my notes here. What am I going to talk about? All right, I got it. My bad, y'all. So, recently, a few days ago, I don't know if you know about it. Well, everybody should know it because it's just something trendy, something that goes on. A very popular event, an annual popular event in May, every single May. All of Hollywood gets in on it. The Met Gala, however you pronounce it. It's supposed to be a high-end fashion type event where A-listers go to basically like wear fancy clothes. And nothing's wrong with that. I just think my people, we're definitely out of our element in that type of event, because the Met Gala is the home of all things dark, all things perverted, all things demonic. Like there's so many tropes of pedophilia, so many tropes of Satanism, so many tropes of just basically Hollywood weirdness right in front of our faces. Like the Hollywood key parties, drug abuse, like all that goes down, at the Met Gala. And I'm just wondering why our community, our celebrities, like keep just flocking to it annually. Sure, on the one end, they get paid to wear fancy clothes, and they get paid to just basically schmooze and hobnob with snobs, drink the expensive champagne and wine and hors d'oeuvres, eat the hors d'oeuvres, like the little fruit rich people stuff, canopies, crudité. But it's not right. It's not natural. We're a natural people. And then more to the point, this is a point that I always make or go out of my way to try to express, like, why are we putting the people in power that enslaved us, that dehumanized us, that, are in the position to keep pushing the goalpost back? Why are we putting ourselves in position to keep supporting them? Because at the Met Gala is all these European fashion designers pushing all kinds of agendas, all kinds of narratives, aimed, locked and loaded, specifically and directed at our community. Why are we sitting up there supporting them in any facet? I mean, Like, is the bag truly worth it? Because, like I said, I know, most of the celebrities in attendance was like, well, it's a job, it's a bag. They paid me to be here, and they ain't thinking really that deep. They just like, it's just the opportunity, just some money, you know. Throw a fake smile when the paparazzi comes by, and just keep it moving and keep it, you know, floating. Just stay, walking around or whatever they do. Stay in their little corner, stay in their little circles, crash elbows with people. They probably looking at it like a networking type deal. I'll see so and so here. Maybe we'll do a feature if you're a recording artist. I get some FaceTime with this person and maybe we'll do a feature. Or if you're an actor or actress, maybe I'll meet this director and possibly get a role in his or her next movie or whatever. I know our celebrities, most of them aren't thinking like that. There's a few in attendance that are thinking like that. They know. They done seen it with their own eyes. They know exactly what they're around. They know they're around these pedophiles. They know they're around these satanic, demonic people. And yet they participate in it anyway. So I don't know our presence at events like the Met Gala. I don't know what is so encompassing in functions like that. I don't understand why we allow them people to set the precedent for all things that's beautiful, all things that's fashionable, all things, that's trending or trendy. When we're the sauce, like anything, any trend, any fashion they come up by observing our culture. That's literally all European fashion designers do. They just sit up there and watch our people, and they put their perception, their fashion forward perception of our culture. Like, they just soak up game basically and design clothing around our culture and sell it to us at an exorbitant amount and high price, and shipping it down to the bare bones. Most of these fashion designers are homosexual Caucasian men, and they want to design clothing that acts as a canvas to project their homoerotic fantasies. Like, they want to basically feminize the men and sexually degrade and objectify our women. Cause it's like, usually them outfits, like for our women, they usually be like butt ass naked, nothing there. Like, it's see-through, you can see everything. And then our men, it's just like WTF. Like, what is that? Like a dress or a full-on gown with a train, or like a blouse, So Lil Nas X, he was in the house and they had him looking like a blinged out troll doll. Like, and then they call it art. They call this perverse, distorted images of us art. And, I might sound intolerant right now of that community. But rest assured, I definitely have everybody as, like, if you think you don't have people in your family that are of that community, then you're delusional. They're everywhere. They're all in the society. Um, First and foremost, I treat everybody the same until you cross me. My own kind too. Until you cross me, I treat you like accordingly. Um, so I'm not intolerant of anybody. I don't hate anybody. I'm just an original man, and original man that tries to abide by, my original nature. We, as original people, we try to abide by the laws of nature. That was the backbone of our society until we got around other people, or rather, because we were the originators of humanity, we allowed other people to get around us. And we absorbed and soaked their nasty habits. Because I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend people in that community. That wasn't in our culture until we allowed them to get up underneath us. Like, that wasn't a thing in our culture. You can't look back in any time frame in any tribe, any original tribe of our people, and on any corner of the globe where we practiced that. Now, for our brothers and sisters that are, we love you, we support you, because there are nieces, there are nephews, there are little brothers, there are sisters, uncles, aunties, all the people in the neighborhood to make the neighborhood the neighborhood. You got a representative of that community. So it ain't a malicious attack thing or trying to down talk or speak bad about people in that community. This is just me saying they trying to exploit our people, pushing that agenda at that event, at the Met Gala. And they do it every single year. They try to push and, insert little messages on our people and push them into certain directions and push them into certain circles. Because, like, have you ever noticed everybody that goes to the Met Gala, it's almost like a week, 2 or 3 weeks later, it's some type of drug allegation, it's some type of, rumor about homosexual activity, or just something. It's like something dark with that particular event. It has a dark, negative energy and impacts our people in a negative type way. And like most of the people, our people that be in attendance, they end up spending millions of dollars after they attend the event to do damage control because they got all these rumors flying out about them. So, like, why even go to the Met Gala? Because it ended up costing you money. The money that you're getting for going, you're giving it right back, doing damage control to protect your brand. So, like, it's evil, it's demonic. It's like we see all these visual tropes of everything that it represents. Original people have no business there, period. Now, there were some exceptions, like Cardi B. She was there in attendance, and surprisingly, she was covered. Like, she had a really long, flowing dress on. Her cleavage was covered up. All her lady parts was covered up, and she used to be a stripper, so she was looking like real classy. She was looking classy, you know what I'm saying? She wasn't, had no naked parts sticking out. So that's a plus. That's a positive. There's a silver lining in all clouds. So, we can applaud that. But that's about where it stops, because everything else, well, Idris Elba, he was in attendance. Usher was in attendance, but they seem to be, had the masculine energy flowing. They had just traditional tuxedos, nothing crazy, nothing weird looking. And again, and that's another trick that the powers that be, like when you just start talking about that type of stuff, the first thing they want to throw out at you is like, oh, well, you must be insecure in your manhood if you're talking about set, or you're homophobic, or you're intolerant of gay people. And it's not that. That's like a little defense mechanism that they use when you're pointing out the truth, when you're telling the truth. But anyway, my final note, I'm gonna stick a pin on it. I don't believe our people have no place, no business attending the Met Gala and supporting it in any facet. Period. Like, all money ain't good money. All money ain't good money. Stop turning yourselves into whores for some money. Because that's all like they doing is whoring you. Like, whoring your brand, whoring your image, trying to besmirch everything you've worked to attain. You compromising your morals and integrity and attending functions like that. Stay away from them. You ain't got to justify your actions from not wanting to attend stuff like that. I ain't with it. You know what I mean? Thanks, but no thank you. I'm not comfortable in this atmosphere. And that should be good enough. I respectfully decline. If you can't tell the truth, then tell a lie. They lied. That whole event is a lie. So, I got a thing. I'm doing this function. I'm doing this project. Oh man, I gotta go to Dubai or something. But don't go to stuff like that. All right, and I think I'm gonna stick a pin in it there. I think I covered my point. On to the next topic. So, recently, there's been some buzz about a biopic being made about one of the greatest civil rights activists in our time, and the brother just happens to be of that community as well. So, like I said, there's positivity in everything. So there's positive and negative in all things, and there's positive within that community, because we have many brothers and sisters of that community that are super active in the soil, doing something, making changes, helping people get opportunities. But there's a biopic being made about Alec Baldwin. And the man selected to play Alec Baldwin, a homosexual brother, is a real life homosexual brother, Billy Porter. And so Billy Porter's getting backlash because they're saying they don't want, or Black Twitter is saying they don't want him playing the role because he's going to be like too gay. And that is the most ridiculous thing ever. Like, we don't even realize how insipid we sound saying you don't want a gay man playing the role of a man who was gay when they lived. Like, how does make it make sense? Because it don't. Like, y'all mad because a gay man got a role playing a gay man. You see how sick we've become, how sick that we let the powers that be to make us. We want a heterosexual male, a brother, a heterosexual actor to play the role of a person that was homosexual. When you got a perfectly, like an actual natural homosexual dude that's not going to require a lot of direction, it's not going to have to do no training for the role because he's already homosexual, so he has the mannerisms and all that naturally. You know what I mean? The speech pattern and the mannerisms, he already got that. But you want to sit up here and put a heterosexual guy and feminize him in front of us and then say, oh, it's art. You're not gay. You're just playing the role of a gay man. And then also, of course, if you're playing his biopic, I'm pretty sure Alec Baldwin had a boyfriend. So you want a heterosexual man to kiss another man on camera? Like, make it make sense. Because we be getting mad about the wrong stuff, bro. That don't make sense. Y'all mad because they gave the role, or if the movie even gets made, but they want to give the role to a gay guy. They want to give the role to a gay guy about the life of a guy that was gay in real life. Like, I don't get that one. Y'all hustling backwards with that. Y'all hustling backwards with that mentality. You want a heterosexual male to play a homosexual male. In what world does that make sense? What world does that make sense, bro? Like, I don't know, but some people do that. Go out for milk when you got the cow at home. Some people really do go out for milk and got the cow at home. Well, that's it for my speaking point of the day. I think I made my point in the speaking point. Like, don't let the powers that be dictate your emotions and tell you how you should feel about stuff. Let them tell us to be enraged about things we shouldn't be enraged about. So, we got to always maintain emotional intelligence and always keep your head on swivel and peep the robbery. They sit up there and lie to you and tell you the truth at the same time. Well, like I said, that's it for the speaking point of the day. Then on to my very last section of the Narrator podcast, and I'll bring this to a close. My very last section is my final thought or my final word, and my final thought or final word is usually just a gem, a pearl of wisdom, something that'll make you ponder, something that will resonate with you, evoke thought, evoke critical thinking, just basically some gems, pearls of wisdom, some game, basically. Just a fresh perspective or a point of view about life. That's what my final thought and my final word is, just something that'll resonate with you, should resonate with you, if the message is for you. If it doesn't resonate with you, then you're not going through it and the message ain't for you, but it's enough for everybody, because I didn't do a final thought on one section, and some fans let me know what happened to the final section a few episodes ago. So it's resonating with somebody. So if it applies, good. If it doesn't apply, then let it fly. But my final thought, final word of the day is, sometimes you got to play possum. That's right. When the possum's in danger, This is where the term comes from. That they like slow their heart rate down. They play dead. And sometimes in life, you got to play dead to keep one leg up on the opposition. Meaning, you got to you got to play like you spiritually dead. You got to play like you're emotionally dead. You got to play like you're intellectually dead. Like nothing's going on up there. Like you have no thought process. You got to play like that sometimes around certain people. Because if certain people knew, your train of thought, if they knew the full extent of your intellect, they would feel threatened by you and try to hurt you physically, or try to have something done to you, kick dirt on your name, and be plotting behind your back to get you on up out of here. So sometimes you just gotta play stupid. I'm not saying be disingenuous, but sometimes around certain people you gotta dumb yourself down, gotta dumb your words down, Cause like I said, cause some people are just, they got that fight or flight really bad. And if they feel threatened by you, then they will go out of their way to try to make your life miserable because they don't understand your train of thought. They're intimidated by your intellect. They're intimidated by your conversation. They're insecure about themselves. You know what I mean? Like you just talking, they think you're talking slick or talking reckless. And when you're just talking and you're just shooting above their head. And so they feel threatened and they feel insecure when you're in the room. They view you as a threat is what I'm saying. So sometimes you got to just play possum. You got to just let them think you don't know nothing about nothing. And it's not people pleasing. It's not being fearful of what may happen. It's just being like emotionally intelligent. Because sometimes you don't want to overplay your hand. You got to just, let them wonder. What's going on in their head? What's that guy thinking about? What's that lady thinking about? What's his deal? What's her deal? Sometimes you just got to leave them like wondering that. Well, that's it and that's all for this edition of the Narrative Podcast. Thank you for tuning in today. So, do me the hugest favor. When I repost this on social media, download this episode of the Narrative Podcast and all previously recorded episodes of the Narrative Podcast. You can also like and share them as well. Like and share them. Share them to all your favorite platforms, whatever you're active on, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, what have you. Whatever you share it on will be greatly appreciated. So yeah. Also, please tune into the Narrative Podcast regularly, because I go live throughout the weekday. I never know what days that I'm gonna go live. Usually it's like a Thursday, or it's been Thursday. It was Thursday all the month of April, or the last few weeks of April. I think I did Tuesday or Wednesday last week. I believe I did Tuesday or Wednesday last week. Yeah, I think it was Wednesday. So tune in regularly to avoid missing me when I go live. And the best way to not miss me when I go live, when I do a live podcast episode, is follow me on YouTube. Halsey Allen on YouTube, and subscribe and click your notification buttons to my viewer channel, Halsey Allen. And then also follow me on Twitter. I'm Halsey Allen on Twitter as well. And you can follow me on Twitter because this platform that I'm on broadcasts directly to YouTube and Twitter. I'm still trying to figure out how to make it do it to my Instagram, but I don't know. I haven't had any luck. I even emailed the tech people and tried everything that they said, but signed into it, but it never did. None of my episodes ever uploaded to Instagram, so I don't know. I just basically shared the link of the episode on Instagram. I don't have a TikTok yet. I'm still trying to wonder what the TikTok about, but I'm in the works for YouTube. So I'm gonna probably be doing. I'm kind of conflicted on whether I should do 2 channels when I start uploading visual content to my YouTube. Like, should I just do narrative podcast stuff? I write poems as well, so I'm kind of conflicted. Like, should I do the poems on a separate channel or just do both of them and interchange? That's where I'm at with that. But I got a ton of projects coming out that I'm nearly complete with. I'm a little bummed because I had set my goal for myself to have, one of my projects out this month, but I know for sure it's going to be out by the end of this month for sure because I nearly got it wrapped. I'm mixing it down. Proud of myself. I'm drafting another book. I'm in the final stages of that. Got all kinds of stuff going on. I'm not going to say all what I got going on. I probably said too much already, but I got some interesting stuff. Stay tuned. Got a whole lot of stuff coming. I'm going to let y'all know when I'm at the link in the bio state. So yeah, download this episode of the Narrator Podcast. All previously recorded episodes of the Narrative Podcast. You can like them and share them as well. Listen to me regularly wherever you get your podcast from to avoid missing me when I go live. If you have not done so, please do it today. Go to poetizer.com and purchase a copy of my book of poetry titled The Black Card. And the Black Card is about 30 poems. It's the entire, how people say, do it for the culture. The Black Card is the culture. Your guide to the culture, a condensed guide to the culture. All our experiences, everything we experience as original men and original women in this country and abroad or all over the world, our experience, positive and negative. Everything we go through as original men and original women. The poems are really super insightful, very creative. You will love it. It'll make a good coffee table read. In this travel season right now, people's gearing up for the summer. You can take it with you, on the plane. Keep it with you, something to read in your hotel or your Airbnb. It's very lightweight. You can read it on the beach. But it's a really good read. Witty, insightful poetry. Go get it. It's called The Black Card. It's available on poetizer.com. You got to go to their bookstore. It's in the bookstore at poetizer.com and pick it up today. The Black Card, written by me, Halsey Allen. Also, I write poetry. I got my own personal poetry blog called Halsey's Poetry Corner. The email address is Halsey's Poetry Corner, and the email address is www.mrhalseysblogs.com. It's on blogger.com, And it's powered by Adam. I had a little brain fart. And yeah, check those out. And the way you support my poetry from Halsey's Poetry Corner is to share them on your preferred platforms, whatever platform you're active on, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Tumblr, whatever you got, whatever you're active on, whatever you like to be on. Take the link from Halsey's Poetry Corner, www.mrhalseysblogs.com. Go through it, read, whichever poem you like on it, share on your favorite platform. That's how you support that. My tagline for that is Halsey's Poetry Corner, poetry with a passion, poetry for all occasions. And when you read one, you'll find out why. They're insightful. They're in the moment. I don't force what I write. I just it's totally intuitive. I'm literally just typing away. I'm not thinking about what I write. The only thing that I think about is the title, and that's after I've already finished writing the poem, and that's it. That's the only thing, I think about when I write my poetry on Halsey'sPoetryCorner.com. It's all in the moment. It's all off the top, off the cuff. So go check those out. Share them today. Poems from Halsey's Poetry Corner at www.mrhalseyspoetrycorner or www.mrhalseysblogs.com. Halsey's Poetry Corner poems. Get some in your life today. And like I said, I'm going to share the rest of my projects with you when I get done with them. So I'm still in the works. I'm still doing stuff. I'll let you know when I got some projects in the completion stage. And just keep on supporting the platform. Download this episode and our previously recorded episodes of the Narrative Podcast. And so that'll do it. That's a rapper dapper, y'all. Thanks for listening, family. I'm out of here like last year. Sending you love, peace, healing energy. Wishing you nothing but success, opulence, and abundance. Join me again next weekend for another full episode of the Narrative Podcast. Halsey Allen and the Narrative Podcast signing off. And it's like that.
With Halsey Allen. The Narrative Podcast is changing the narrative one episode at a time.